I know. I know. I know. Don't need to say anything. I know. It's been a while. No excuses. No excuses. I'm gonna put all my cards on the table. I've been lazy, but like lazy in a response to just being tired. Best way to explain it. Yeah, I haven't recorded a podcast episode in a while, and it's been bugging me. It's an annoying feeling when you lose like creativity and then the next thing, because I was always thinking of podcast episodes and ideas and stuff, and writing down little notes to myself and doing all the things I usually do, but it's like creativity isn't enough. There's a saying about a dream without a plan is just something wasted. I don't know. It's a great poem called The Dream Deferred. No, it's called something else, but I don't know. I'm rambling. It happens when I'm away from the podcasting microphone and Audacity in front of me. But yeah, it's been a while. Like I was saying, but always have the creativity mindset, but you have to have the other part of it, because you can always be creative. You could think of great ideas that'll probably be successful, but if you don't put the work in, if you don't do the next step, they just get forgotten. But yeah, so I needed to, pick myself up and sit myself down at the microphone and actually not just think about it, but do it. Think, write stuff down, and then do it. Plan it out and do it. I'm at the do it phase, as if you can tell, because you're listening to me. My one listener, thank you. But yeah, back to Dumb Test Slate. This episode is probably going to be short one, because it's I have other ideas, but this is like the one that was like most pending on my head, that forced me to like write down notes and use AI to like visualize it, which you can check out on my website, dumbtestslate.com. And also the Instagram. I listed the Instagram. I haven't been on that Instagram in a while, Dumb Test Slate. But yeah, so this one I'll blame commercials for, because one thing I have been doing is streaming shows. I always have a show streaming somewhere, but like I have the Hulu plan that has commercials. So like when you stream a show, when you marathon a show, they play the same commercials over and over and over. And so you see the same thing over and over again. Even if it's a good commercial, it just like plays on your mind. Especially I love marathoning shows. Like right now it's King of the Hill, and it's every commercial break, it's the same commercial, and it's the one. Sorry if this is 100 years in the future and you won't know what this is, but it's for Amazon. Mostly Amazon Prime, but it's a quick commercial with a couple fighting. I mean, you obviously can't hear what they're saying. You can just, you can fill out the small parts yourself and just realize that they're breaking up. But there's a great song that's playing. There's always something there to remind me. And this version of me is being sung by Lou Johnson. There's a lot of people who have done that song, but this is Lou Johnson. It's like a good slow melody of that song. But of course, it's a commercial for Amazon. So the couple breaks up and you see them living separate lives. Like the male, he sees the female, because I guess they shared a Prime account because they live together or something like that. And he sees her ordering a red dress. Like she looks at the red dress on Amazon on the app, and she gives that look like she has an idea. She orders it, knowing that he'll see it, which I'm assuming because I've seen this commercial over and over. He sees it. It's like, oh, she's buying a red dress. So he works out. He uses like a playlist or something because Amazon has Amazon Music, and works out. And she goes to the club with the new red dress. Then you see them. It's like a split screen. They're watching Amazon streaming service. I don't think they're watching the same movie, or they're watching like love stories, and it starts reminding them because the song is playing. There's always something there to remind me. And then the commercial ends with the guy running out of like his apartment, and I guess running over to her place or their former place, and her opening the door to him smiling at her, like at the same time, like I guess you're to assume they're remembering, because there's always something in there to remind me is playing. They get reminded about each other, and they run out the door and meet each other at the same time. The reason this commercial made me wanted to give this idea a podcast up, because it was annoying me, because I love this song. That's why, like, they ease you in with a good song, but then you watch this commercial over and over again and you start to hate it. Sorry that my phone is buzzing. Because the main thing is Amazon. It's a marketplace. You can buy anything there. So the first thing is they're selling you something because it is a commercial. So they're kind of subliminally saying, you know, when you get your heart broken, buy a red dress, buy weights, and start working out with one of our playlists. Watch Amazon Prime, and, you know, a video or a movie on Amazon Prime, and, you know, be reminded about being in a relationship, how cute that is, and all that stuff. So the idea that spawned in my head was the situation where a person, it could be whoever, whatever gender or whatever, you know, relationship type, but when you are out of relation, like one just ended, and you're trying to go through that whole breakup phase where you're trying to be happy again or whatever, or get back to like yourself, whatever, everybody does it differently. But the problem is, like the song says, there's always something there to remind me. And the problem is when you move away from stuff, you have this tendency, maybe this is just me, I'm not trying to generalize everyone, but the further you in time you move away from something like a breakup or something like that, your brain does this thing where, I'm only speaking for myself, this is how it feels, that you start to only remember the good things, and you like start to make them more than they actually were. So this is my idea, in the theme of there's always something there to remind me. So if you didn't know, this show is about using AI to meld with my weird ideas. So here's where AI actually comes in. So in this, whatever it will be, a movie or a TV show or an episode of Black Mirror. I hope this isn't already an episode of Black Mirror. Only episode of Black Mirror I've seen is when the woman, her husband dies, and she orders like this robot that looks exactly like him. Hopefully this isn't on Black Mirror. So this is what happens, because also I was thinking about the movie Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. So this is kind of the opposite, because in that movie there's this system that go into your brain and erase the memories from a relationship. So in your brain it's like it never happens. So what, in a similar way with this, it'll be sometime in the future where after a relationship you can do this thing where when you start to have those only good memories about a person, because you're moving further away from it and you're healing, but you only have good memories, and it's going to trigger you to try to contact them again or do that, you know, drunk X text thing, and a hologram will pop up and it will talk to you, and it will be a visualization of your ex. And because it's as soon as you get that good thought about them, they'll pop up as themselves, but they'll only remind you about the bad things that you're starting to forget. Like the little things, like the things you thought were innocent or cute, or you didn't really pay too much attention to in the relationship, but they'll come back and remind you like, oh yeah, that was me being toxic, because it's like playing on your memories. Because there's an old theory about hypnosis where if you're having trouble remembering something, if you get put under for hypnosis, that can bring up not hidden, but buried memories. It's debated whether that's actually true, but it'll play on this. So when you're when you're, you know, further away from the relationship, you only remember the good things. And you're like, oh, maybe I should text them I miss you, or call them, or run up to their apartment and just smile at them. Because those are all bad ideas. The hologram will pop up and remind you, remember that you're starting to feel good about when, you know, that time we went to the movies and it was so cute. It'll remind you about the bad part too. Because like I said, your brain, when you're out of the relationship and you start doing good, and whatever starts, the serotonin starts flowing, you start feeling good about yourself, and you start remembering the good things, and that song, There's Always Something There to Remind Me, keeps playing in the back of your head, and you're like, oh, we did have a good time, maybe I should give them a call. Boom, the hologram will pop up and be like, remember that time I went out with my friends and didn't tell you, then I lied about it? It'll bring up those negative things, and you'll be like, oh yeah, maybe that wasn't a good relationship, or maybe they were toxic, or maybe they weren't good for me. Or it'll be like, it will pop up and say, I'm seeing somebody right now, so don't. The hologram might not know that, but it will like click in your head and give you that negative reinforcement, like, yeah. And it will push you to not dwell on only the good points of the past, but it'll be that negative reinforcement to push you to don't think about the past, only let it make you a better person in the future. It'll be negative reinforcement. Because I feel like when you only remember the good things, you don't learn from the bad things that happen. You don't grow. Because you go like, oh, maybe I'll give them a call. Or maybe I'll go back to them. Or maybe they were right about this. Like, nope. The hologram will pop up like, I was actually really a toxic person. But you were so blinded by being in a relationship and wanting to be with someone. The hologram will do that. It'll instantly remind you. I don't know how this would actually play out in a TV show or movie. Maybe it's just like an idea or something. Maybe it'll be the commercial. Maybe in the future where like there's something other than Amazon. Maybe this is the opposite commercial for Amazon. Like Amazon is pushing you to fill those holes after a breakup with buying things. There'd be like there's a thing called BetterHelp. It's like online therapy. Maybe this will be the commercial for that. Like in the future, there'll be holograms that pop up to remind you your ex wasn't that great for you. But for right now, there's BetterHelp. Call us, text us, we're therapy. It'd be like a subliminal therapy that would pop up. It'd be like, while you had good memories about me, actually, you're trying to hide the bad ones, and I'm going to bring them back up. And you're like, boom, okay. They weren't that great of a person, so I need to stay away from them and grow as a person. Because sometimes you need that negative reinforcement. Also, like I said earlier, I was rewatching King of the Hill, so the thing keep coming up of Bill's ex-wife and how she was terrible to him, and he just can't like get over her. It'd be like that. You just can't get over a person who is negative to you because you feel like, because different people have their thing, like they'll never find someone else or I'll always be single. But you get that negative reinforcement. It was like, I will find somebody else because that person was not good for me and they were holding me back. And you can go for any gender, male, female, whatever gender is, non-binary, trans, whatever your gender is. That ex hologram will pop up and remind you how bad they were, and you won't have those only good feelings, and you'll move on if you need that. So it'll be kind of like the opposite of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. It won't erase everything like they never happened, but it'll just be that negative reinforcement. I shouldn't say negative reinforcement. Negative reinforcement, but not negative reinforcement being a negative thing. Sorry if that's like a double negative. That's a triple negative. But negative reinforcement that you need in a good way, if that makes sense. That's my idea. The opposite of Amazon. We need more opposites of Amazon. I mean, it is a good song. If sometime in the future, look up that song. There's Something Always There to Remind Me by Lou Johnson. I've always heard other people sing it, but this is a good version. That's the only good part of the commercial, not the message and the theme in that. Also, I also think that's crappy that she was buying a new red dress and going hanging out in the club. That's a scene in the commercial. She buys a red dress, then she's in the club with in between two other guys, and he's like alone. And then he's the one that comes and runs to her apartment. No. That's what I said. Negative reinforcement. Like in this version, he would think about running to her apartment and do that thing like in the movies where you run through the rain and, run and they jump into your arms. He's thinking about doing that, but then the hologram will pop up like, she bought that red dress, right? She bought it for a reason. Like, the hologram will say, I bought the red dress. Look at it. You see, I bought the red dress. You know I'm in the club right now. And he'd be like, oh, let me stay home. And be that negative reinforcement that make him not do something stupid like go run up to her apartment. Yeah. So that's what I came up with. I didn't use AI to create the story at this time. I had my own story. I used AI to create the images because I was trying to. The image that I had in my head was like when you're in the shower and you're like trying to win old arguments that you had in the past and you're talking to yourself and you're doing all that. It'd be like that. The hologram, you'll be in the shower and the hologram will be talking to you. They'll be in the bathroom going, yeah, but remember when you thought we had a good time? I was actually texting some other guy. It'll remind you. It'll give you that negative reinforcement about the past. So you can move on from it. Because if all you do is think about good thoughts about the past, you'll only think about the past and dwell on it. You won't move ahead. So yeah. But it was a good song though. See, they lure you in with a good song and then make you buy the red dress. But yeah, that's it. I actually wrote up notes about this when I was just looking at the notes, but I went over everything. So I don't know how this will work out. I need to keep doing these episodes. I'm sorry I took a long break. I won't do it again. But yeah, that was my dumb test slate. There's always something there to remind me. Sorry I sound so nasally. It's raining outside. My allergies are a mess. I need AI to fix my allergies. But that's the future. All right. Thank you for listening, guys. Sorry if this one was too weird. But that's what you came in for, the weirdness. So hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you guys next time. Bye.